good to be having you on stage. Especially playing this next song. This is a song that came about on that album. We were trying to figure out what to do. Jeff came into a rehearsal one day. We were rehearsed for 4.5 months, every day. That was the last time we did it, too. Came in and said, I heard a song on the radio last night about a guy with a dead dog. And he was right, it was perfect for him. And we went out and, are you familiar with the name Jimmy Ibbotson from the Dirt Band? He was a new addition to the group then. We wanted to find a singing drummer, and we found Ibby. Years of therapy since then. But Ibby said, I've got that record, my entire record collection in the trunk of my car. His entire record collection was in the trunk of his car. It was one record. And under the spare tire, covered with rust, was this record. It's like fate. It's like these things should happen. It was perfect for Jeff. And thanks to that incident in a certain Catholic girls' school in Manhattan, it became a hit. Now that I said that, how can I continue? Should I continue about, I mean, why? You know, Mr. Jangles was on the charts for 18 weeks and it made it to number 16. And it was just, well, yeah, but we wanted it to go higher. The record company said, usually a record's only out for 12 weeks and it comes and goes and that's fine. You were lucky, it lasted 18. Next week it went up to like 14. Now it's a flip. It's over, actually. The next week it went to 17. We thought, maybe they're right, but the next week it went to 13. And we wanted the top 10. You know, I mean, wouldn't you? If you've been doing it 5 years and you had this record kind of floating around, nobody's ever said, yeah, you know, we've got a top 13 record. And the record company said, well, there is a chance if you play a certain Catholic girls' school in Manhattan. How can that be? They said. Well, you see, ABC in New York wasn't playing the record, and since they didn't play it, BCM in Boston wouldn't play it, Ellis in Chicago wouldn't play it, because they all waited for ABC to play it. And the guy that programmed ABC in New York, his daughter, went to the school. You would have done that, right? I mean, you want to be in the top 10. So there we were on a Friday morning, waiting for the noon lunchtime program at the junior high Catholic girls' school. And I have nothing against Catholic girls' schools or lunch even. A little early, I mean, lunch at noon. And the sister walks in and I said, and she said, do you boys need anything? I said, well, I'm just curious, sister, who else has played your lunchtime program for your nice girls? Well, we've been very lucky this year. We've had Paul Simon, and right after him, a couple of weeks later, the Jackson 5. Boy, they can dance. And early in the year, Mr. John Lennon, what a nice boy. Oh, well, we have to get ready. That was a Friday. And on the following Monday, ABC in New York said, here's a new record by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I do the band for Jangles and they dance for you in worn out shoes, silver hair and a ragged shirt and baggy pants. He did the old soft shoe. Well, he could jump so high, higher than anybody before or since. Lightly touched down. I met him in a cell in New Orleans. We were down and out. He looked at me with the eyes of age, and then he spoke right out. Oh, he talked of his life, what a life he'd had. Seemed like he'd been everywhere and done everything. I was a kid in jail for the first time. Not the last. Then he said his name, Jangles, and he danced a lick across the cell. Grabbed his pants for a better stance so he could jump so high. And he clicked his heels. Oh, he let go and laugh. One you could hear all the way down that cell block. Somebody down to him said, "Who is that crazy old man?" I told him, "Well, that's Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles." And I told him to dance. Here you go, Jay. Mr. J. Robert on that thing. Well, he danced for folks at mental shows and county fairs everywhere he could. Throughout the South. And he spoke with tears about all those years that little dog in him. Oh, they traveled about. You see, it was tears because that little puppy dog, that one true friend, one day he just up and died. They always do that when they don't want them to. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Yeah, I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. Thanks to all you people who called in a certain Catholic girls' school in Manhattan. He danced for all of us all the way to the top 10.